Hey everyone, Jargus here. I noticed I was going to make these weekly, but I got sick for a while, so instead I'm going to do 3 episodes at once. We're going to handle Ace Attorney anime, the entire Turnabout Sisters arc. Let's go for it. Now this episode is a big tonal shift from the first, because it becomes pretty dark and depressing. Because it starts out with Mia getting murdered, and then Maya being extremely scared and very shy. And I mean very. No, our only real brevity here is Gumshoe, who he kinda let slip. And he seems to be sorta younger than he's portrayed in the games. Which kinda works to his advantage because of, how he makes these silly mistakes in giving away little clues to Phoenix. And Edgeworth here is as mysterious as ever. And actually there was this funny thing in a detention center where Phoenix and Maya kept moving the heads down to bow, and he keep hitting the glass in between. Right on their foreheads. I loved that. That was a good recurring joke. But yeah, it's completely different. It wasn't much fun anymore. Well, there was a scene at the hotel with the witness where Phoenix was snooping around, and with April May was in the bath, thinking it was the bellboy inviting him in. Of course, he slipped his way out, and even with Grossberg, what was that? Should never pronounce his name like that. Mia's mentor, he says that he's going to help Maya, but then he backs out of it, and ultimately Phoenix decides to take her case, and Maya actually asks him to help her at the same time. And then they slam their heads into the glass again, accidentally. And the detention center is really messed up. I mean, she don't even have a real bed there, and she's just seen crying the whole time. Which, given the situation, yeah, she should be. And then the first part ends off with Phoenix meeting Edgeworth for the first time in court, and them about to start their battle. Even though Phoenix doesn't really have anything to go on for this trial, he's still doing it anyway. And the second episode picks up right with that. Phoenix rummaging through his papers trying to figure out the evidence. Edgeworth, being this cocky bastard, already has everything planned out to make Maya seem guilty. But of course, April May really has her breakdown. And really, they don't drag out her interrogation like in the game. I mean, Phoenix quickly sees through her lie thanks to her wiretapping device he found, and she just gets so mean-spirited after being so flirtatious. It was just hilarious. And of course that incriminates her employer, Mr. Red White of Blue Court. Oh yeah. So we get to talk to him, and he seems happy-go-lucky like he is in the game, but what he really does, since it's the Japanese, he just speaks in random broken English, trying to act like he's everything. And when Phoenix talks to Grossberg, he basically says he gets dirt on everybody and blackmails them. He gets huge power over even police and politicians. And when Phoenix confronts him about it, he basically makes a quick call to the chief prosecutor, and he says, yeah, I have Mia Fey's real murderer right here. Come take him away. And he says it just so nonchalantly with a smile. You know he's a real evil bastard like that. I tell you what. Now, next little scene here is Maya getting released from the detention center, which we never really got to see in the games of how that happened. So I really appreciate them actually showing us that detail, since there was always a curiosity of when that happened in the game. Ultimately, so it ended up with a second day of trial with Phoenix appearing in court representing himself, but Maya was still with him because where else is she gonna go, really? Basically, he keeps trying to do a cross-examination, but he just keeps saying random catchphrases in half English. Even though he speaks regular Japanese, he just throws regular English in there. He's like, this is like Japanglish, I'm from America. That's just so funny to see when the localized games try to make it look like it's all in America to begin with, when you can totally tell it isn't. I love that. That just makes it just more ridiculous. So yeah, it seems like Phoenix is gonna take the blame for the murderer, until Maya does a little bit of spirit channeling, even though she's inexperienced, and she channels her sister's spirit. And this is something different from the game, because in a game when White's about to leave, Phoenix just reads off a list of names of people he's blackmailed, because basically the reason he killed Mila is because she had evidence that he's been controlling all these people and was going to use it against them. But here in this version, how it's figured out is she actually writes it down and throws it in Red's face. And he's shocked at how that list still exists. And she says if you don't want to release to the press, that he'll confess right now. So basically, he confessed to, being the killer, and that's how they won the battle. Well, the case. Which I think that's a much better way to end it off than in the game. Because it really shows how screwed he is if it finds out what happens. Now, as far as the evidence goes in this case, the main one being the note, which is the receipt, and the glass stand that got knocked over. In the game, partially because it's entirely in text, it took a while of going back and forth to, make that shown and the truth to come out about it. But here it happened really quickly. Overall, this game was, these 3 episodes are pretty streamlined. Actually, I have to say I like it, because if they put in every detail from the game, it would just drag out the watch time way too much. Because it hit all the main points and hit all the things about the characters. Of course, this being the first game, and it's only the second case, things are a little simplified compared to things that happen in the later games. So I can't fault the anime for that, for not going too complex. It was still complex enough. It hit everything about the characters how they should be. Though it didn't really go into detail about that painting in Grossberg's office, how White took it for himself, nor did we see the bellboy character. Because he was one of the best parts of that case. Because just how honored he was to be part of a murder investigation. That was funny. So we didn't get a statement at all. He basically had a cameo when Phoenix was investigating their hotel room. And that is it. Overall, I like these 3 episodes. And it ended off with a preview of our next one, which I'll be covering in the near future, which is Turnabout Samurai. And that's actually one of my favorite cases in the series, just because there's a lot of fun in it. And we'll be hearing that on my next review. This is definitely a good adaptation of the games. And until then, I'm Jargus. I hope you've been enjoying my about 3 episodes, and that you keep on watching them. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.